Hello, welcome to the weekend reading vlog. I originally was gonna do the 3 book vlog first, but here we are. Ignore the fact that the unhaul pile has gone so high you can actually see it in the corner. And the fact that I'm pretty sure this is uneven, but I can't properly see because it's like completely white outside from all the snow, and the window's back there, so I can't see anything from the reflection of the snow. And also, there's dogs on my bed, so you can mostly hear them. But yeah, weekend reading vlogs, a thing where I read a book Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Generally the weekends when my mom works. We're not gonna talk about how everyone's home this weekend. We're just gonna go for it. Because like I did that a few times in December and January, so it's fine. In 2023, I'm doing it where I pull a book out of the jar. Some of them are just authors' names because I have a lot of books by the same authors. Some of them are just series or universes that I want to read from. So if I read one, I'll throw it back in type of thing. There's some that friends put in here. Some of them in here, if I take out, I will not be reading because I have plans for them in vlogs now, or I already read them. Like I'm not sure if Core Silver Flames is in here or not, but I read that in January type thing. Also if I pull Unleashed, which I know is in here, that is now part of my 3-book vlog. So if I pull it out, I put it to the side and I'll throw it back in because it's a trilogy, so I'll throw it back in to read the next book. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm just gonna pull one out from down here. Well, this one's half open, so we'll do it this way. Here, I'll set it on the unhaul pile. O-H. You know what? I've kind of had the urge, and it's kind of fitting because after this I'm gonna go play Minecraft with friends, and the name of the server that we made is called Twilight. It's Twilight. Basically continue the series. So this one can be put to the side and thrown back in. Because once I finish Eclipse, that's the one I'll be reading. I will throw it back in and I can still read Breaking Dawn, right? Yeah. The way that like half of these are physical books, I haven't gotten a physical book yet. I'm sick. Okay, ignore the weird cut from me posing for the thumbnail. Yeah, so I don't have access to my library now. It's a long story. H knows the story. We don't need to talk about it. So I'm gonna have to find Eclipse another way, but that's fine. I want to do audiobook. I may do dual reading, but I want to do audiobook because that's how I read New Moon and I liked it that way. I guess I should explain what's happening here. I read Twilight, I want to say when I was in high school or middle school, but then like this stereotypical, oh no, teenage girls like something, we have to hate it type thing happened. So then I started to read manga instead. And then I want to say in 2020, I reread Twilight because I bought Midnight Sun. I managed to find a physical copy at a store the day it was published, and I got my dad to buy it for me, and he didn't know it was a Twilight book until we already were in the car, and he's like, God damn it, now the FBI knows I bought a Twilight book. So I reread it and then read Midnight Sun. I don't have it physically with me because that and Red, White, and Royal Blue and the first Mason Deaver, I don't remember the name of it, are at a friend's house. I left them with the books for them to read them, and like they are Twilight fans, so they were like, hell yeah, I'll read that book. Like I don't need to reread it like ever, it's fine. And then in September of last year, for each month I read New Moon because H loves Twilight. Like there's multiple copies on the shelf, on their shelves, like I've seen them. So this is gonna be an experience. But you know what? It's very fitting. And we're gonna ignore this out of my mom going downstairs because, like, you know what? I've read a lot of romance recently and it wasn't doing the best for me. So far the reading for this month is contemporary or romance. So, you know, I guess it's technically romance as well, but like, it's just gonna be something fun and dumb, which I'm down for. I did like new moon more than I expected. So, you know, yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go find a copy of Eclipse now. But yeah, I'm so happy about this. I don't know where I'll put it up here on the top of my extra books up here. Or no, I'll put it in front of the Jane Austen. I'll remember if it's by the Jane Austens. I look at the Jane Austens on a regular. But yeah, that's that. That's the intro for this. I don't know when I'll update you because I am playing games. Because I do Twitch now, blah 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 blah. Who cares? I do more of my reading either first thing in the morning, which I've already done my first thing in the morning reading today, or late at night when I'm not editing. So I probably won't read it for a bit until tonight, so probably won't be an update until tomorrow. And that's that. I kind of want to get, maybe, I want to say halfway through, but like I don't think that's gonna happen, so I'm gonna go with a third because I think it's kind of long. So some things have happened and we're gonna ignore the window glare. Every time so it's been a while. I really should stop like making plans of like how much I'm gonna read or when I update you, because like it never turns out. So Saturday I was gonna read, and then Dion was like, Minecraft? So then I Minecrafted and streamed it on Twitch for almost 10 hours, but then the game started to crash, so like I just gave up. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll read my book, and I did get both the audiobook and the ebook, so like I am dual reading it. But I only read the first chapter, which is about 6%, because why is this book like 650 pages? Who let her do this? The way Breaking Dawn, I'm pretty sure, is like 700 something pages. I get why they split into two. I get it. So yeah, I only read 6%, so I didn't see a point of updating you yesterday on Sunday. But then I woke up later than I expected yesterday because I did not sleep well. So I woke up late and then went and streamed on Twitch for nearly 12 hours while playing Minecraft. We love it when I hyper fixate on things. It's fine. I don't even like building in Minecraft, but I have now created a playlist on YouTube of a bunch of builds I want to make. I don't, it's not important. But last night I did get about a third the way through, and I've read more this morning. And I am about 43% now. I want to get to halfway through before I stream. And then after I stream, I'll have under 2 hours left with roast speed, so I can like finish it after I stream, right? That makes sense, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening. I think in order to do that, I only have to read for like another half hour or something, so it's not gonna take that long. Things are happening. I mean, of course, I've watched the movie multiple times. So like at this point, it's just like them trying to figure out who broke into Bella's house and room, stole some of her things for the tracking, and who is creating the new vampires that is doing all the killing in Seattle. And like, as a person who's watched the movies, I know it's Victoria. So they're just trying to figure out, and yeah. I was, as a 23, almost 24-year-old adult, I did give myself an existential crisis at one point on Saturday, realizing that I am approximately 10 years older than the initial target audience now. And then I start freaking out because what? When did that happen? Yeah. So yeah, that happens. But no, as an adult, as like a almost 24-year-old adult, I recognize some red flags here and there. And like most of it isn't with Edward. Like there was a little bit of stuff in the beginning where like to make it so she wouldn't hang out on La Push with the werewolves, and Jacob, like he made it so Alice would like basically kidnap Bella and hang out with her. I knew that she would be upset about it and all this stuff, but like after the fact, yeah, he did it, but like after the fact, he was like, you know what, I should trust you. And
accepts her, like, thought process and he understands that he should respect what she wants to do and trust what she wants to do. And it has shown him actually actively doing that. Like, the part that I just read was the part where it does the whole entire exposition dump, where it tells is it Billy who tells the story of the chief and the chief's wife who ends up sacrificing herself to distract the vampire, then the like first vampire that they saw, and so then the wolves could kill the vampire, right? We know all that story. That's like an exposition dump and also foreshadowing, because Bella will do that later on when they fight Victoria, right? We all know this. If we watch the movies, we know all this. So like, he was like, yeah, you have to take a cell phone with you so that you can call me when you want me to pick you up, but otherwise, go have fun. We're ignoring the dog barking downstairs. Go have fun with your friends. Like, he's understanding now. And like, it's shown him being understanding and actively trusting her. So, you know, I'm not mad about it. He's actively working to be better. Jacob can fight me. I don't care if he's like a 6 foot, well, not a vampire, werewolf. He's a 6 foot werewolf. I will fight him. He just says the dumbest shit. And I get, like, he's a 16-year-old boy. But he quite literally tells Bella he'd rather she dies. And then, like, she instantly forgives him. Like, yeah, she lets him stew in it for, like, a night. But, like, she instantly forgives him. And in general, like, stuff like that happens a lot. Like, he'll constantly say things that he knows upsets her. But it's, like, nature for him to say it like that. And he's like, I'll try to do better. And then continues to do it. And then gets upset that she gets upset about him constantly nagging on the vampires and how dare she date a vampire and all this stuff. And why would she want to become a vampire? And it's just, also, imprinting was explained recently. So, you know, I'm not prepared for that. I'm not prepared to read that. Listen, Breaking Dawn, part 1 and 2, particularly part 2, might be my favorite of the movies. But that's because it's pure chaotic and it's crazy. And, like, it's so dumb it's good type thing, right? Like, some of my favorite movies are like that. So, like, you know, yeah, and I don't think the book's gonna be like that. And I don't want to read Jacob's point of view, because I know that happens in that book. And I don't. But anyways, I should probably, get to 50% of this book so that I can go build for 12 hours Minecraft like a psychopath. So I will talk to you, probably not tonight, let's be real. I probably won't have time to talk to you. I probably won't finish the book until like 11 o'clock tonight. So I'll update you tomorrow morning or afternoon, one of the two. Dogs barking, before or after sprints, before I go on Twitch. It's making sense to me. It's not making sense to you, but it's making sense to me. But I'll update you some point tomorrow, probably. So, I'm gonna do this fast. We'll close on this vlog fast. Is this gonna be a short vlog? I haven't checked yet, but I think it may be. But, ignore, the dishwasher going, like, just through that wall over there. And also my hair. I did take a shower this morning. But also, I have sprints in, like, 8 minutes. So, but I'm here to update you on my final thoughts and whatnot, because I did finish it early this morning. I have an excuse, which is, I think it's a valid excuse, okay? We all know I have trouble sleeping. So, honestly, I feel like I should give Eclipse 5 stars for making it so I fell asleep. It was like 11 o'clock last night. I was just laying there listening to the audiobook. I wasn't even reading it on my Kindle at the same time at that point. And I was just laying there. And then, next thing I know, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And the only reason I woke up is because the dog came into bed with me. And I was like, hello? My light was still on, all this stuff. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. I got to about 92%. I
managed to go back and find where I got to, which is about 92%. So like with Rose Speed, with the audiobook, it would have been like another 20 minutes and I could have finished it. But I fell asleep. I don't, yeah. So I finished it this morning real quick. It's fine. I rated it 3 stars. For comparison, I rated the first one, Twilight, I believe 4 stars. I rated New Moon 3.5 stars, and I rated Eclipse 3 stars, and I also rated Midnight Sun 3 stars. So, yeah, I don't understand why it's so long. I kind of hate Jacob's character throughout this whole entire book. I get he's a teenage boy, but seriously, and all that fun stuff. Literally the way that he guilts her into kissing her, I don't know how they could have done that, or the time that he forces her to kiss him worse than they do in the movie. Like, I didn't understand how it could have been worse, but they made it apparently whoever made the movie was like, let's make it not as bad. And I appreciate them for that, because I don't know what I would have done if I watched that at like 16, 15, I don't know. But yeah, no, Jacob can fight me, which is a pain in the butt, because like the epilogue is in his POV, and I know his POV is going to be a big thing in Breaking Dawn when I read that at some point, possibly. I'm putting the paper back in the jar, so I can pull it. If I do get it next month, I think I'm gonna pull a different one, like not do repeats type thing, but I shouldn't. There's like, I'll go to the bottom of the jar. There's like plenty down there. Actually, that's a lie. That it's not even gonna be a TBR next month. But yeah, it's a thing I read. I don't mind that I read it. It wasn't particularly poorly written. The way that Edward is growing on me more and more as I read it. Like, yeah, he was kind of the worst in the beginning of this book. The way that he was super controlling of Bella and all this stuff. But eventually he realized, hey, it didn't take him long, like maybe a quarter of the way through the book, that like, he should trust his girlfriend and also trust her decision-making skills, right? So, he did that. And I was like, cool, thank God. And it wasn't an issue anymore. That was honestly it. There was like kind of some stuff. I get why he wants to get married and all this stuff. But like, the way that he wouldn't see Bella's point of view on why she didn't want to get married and all this stuff. And the way, I feel like in the movies, it was definitely more of a, hey, I don't want to get married because my parents got married young and then got divorced. And so like, it's just a piece of paper to me. It doesn't like prove love or anything. My love for you should prove my love for you type thing. But in the book, it was definitely very much more of a her thinking what other people are going to think about her getting married at 18 right out of high school type thing, which is like, I don't, I think I preferred the movie way, hear me out. But eventually near the end, when she's like, okay, Alice can do whatever she wants, but like, it can't be gigantic, and all this stuff, and Edward's realizing, wait a second, all the stuff that Bella's doing for this wedding, despite the fact that she just wanted like a quick thing in Vegas, even if they did get married, it's just her trying to do everything for everyone else to make them happy. And he's like, hot take, no, this should be a thing for you and us. So like, let's just do the Vegas thing. And she's like, no, you got me into this mess, we're sticking with it, which was funny. And then Jacob got the wedding invitation in the middle, and he freaked out and turned Bill Wolf in the rain. I'm pretty sure that was the beginning of Breaking Dawn Part 1, but you know, that's beside the point. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm not excited for the Renesmee stuff because the amount of times it's been talked about in that book about how Jacob has not found the person to imprint on, all this stuff. The way there was exposition dumps 3-4 times. There was like the one about imprinting, there was the one about Rosalie's background, the one about I can't think of his name, Jasper's background,
And then there was the one about the background of the wolves and how the wolves became wolves in the first place. And the third wife, you know the story from like the movie where she stabbed herself to distract the vampire so that the first vampires they had seen so that they could kill the vampire, right? Right? So there was like 3 or 4 of those, yeah. But no, it's been hinted multiple times throughout the book that like one day Jacob will find his person. He's just gonna look and all this stuff. And me know it in like 2-3 months book time. That person's gonna be in a bun in the oven. Cause like what? I'm gonna have to watch the movie afterwards because like Rick and Dawn Part 2 is just iconic for so many reasons, and I love it. But yeah, that's beside the point. That's the end of the vlog. I rated it 3 stars. It was okay. I'm moving on with my life. Link below is all my Linktree stuff. There's like all my links in there, including my Instagram and Goodreads where I post reviews and whatnot. The podcast I'm doing with H/Stingray. Official Flower Podcast. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that name. Don't ignore the name and just look at the art that H did for it. Okay, it's beautiful. By the time you see this, there should be 2 episodes out, and the second one is the Molly Southbourne one, which is not 2 hours long, unlike the Heartstopper episode. So there's that. And then also my Twitch, because now I'm streaming on Twitch, if you couldn't tell from me not reading much during the day, because I've been on Twitch for 12 hours straight the past few days. Anyways, I got writing sprints I gotta do. So, I will see you next time. The next vlog shall be the 3-book one where H chose 3 random books for me to read. And also every Wednesday is Read With Me's. So that's also a thing.